All right, welcome to episode 8 of Tumbling Podcast of Flesh. This is Corey's Crypt.
This is BDG Reviews.
All right, man. So, we've just entered our Stephen King month.
Yep.
So this episode we're doing Salem's Lot, and then obviously next Sunday we'll both have watched the It remake and the OG It.
Yep.
So that's like episode I'm most excited for.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and then after that we'll work it out. I'm sure we'll do Cat's Eye or the Pet
Yeah.
Cemeteries, or we'll figure it out. There's so many to choose from.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And all right, before we get into our news and our usual business, you picked up 3 copies of the OG It on Blu-ray.
Yep. Yeah,
You're wanting
3
to-
copies.
You want to do a giveaway, so just tell listeners what's up with that, what they got to do.
Yeah, so all you got to do, you just got to go to our website. It's fleshpodcast.tk, and there's a link, just a little tab that says contest. Click on it. It'll take you to a Rafflecopter site that'll just tell you what you got to do. You just got to be signed up to our new Twitter, which is Flesh Podcast. So twitter.com/Flesh Podcast.
You
And
think
just
it'd be
got
easier, possibly, to just link the Twitter in the description of this video?
Yeah,
Or they could just
I think.
click the
Yeah.
link and subscribe.
Yeah, and then you just gotta post a message with hashtag Flesh Podcast It giveaway,
Right.
and you can enter every day, and you can get more chances the more times you enter. So
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll put the link and all the rules in the description.
yeah, definitely.
So that'll be cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of my top favorite horror movies. I don't know about you, so
Oh yeah, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
it's cool giving back to the horror community.
Yeah.
Awesome movie.
Yeah.
And it's a benefit the movie's so cheap, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
What was it, $7.80, I'm assuming?
$8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Did we have any other important things to go over before we
Let's
went into
see.
usual business? Like any
I
extraordinary stuff?
Not really. No, we can just can get into the news.
Yeah, well, it's good we're actually recording on schedule today.
Yeah.
We're actually back on our regular routine.
Yeah.
Hurricane Harvey and all the storms and stuff had us all out of whack last time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think there's another hurricane coming.
Man,
Hurricane
seriously?
Yeah, it's all the way. It's like a Category 4. As of right now, they say it's going to bypass Florida, and it may hit just the tip of it. But with
Yeah.
hurricanes, you never know. That thing could,
Yeah.
tomorrow or the day after, it could say, all right, it's heading straight towards Florida. But
Yeah, and then just change course and go somewhere else.
yeah, but I've lived in Florida years, so you get used to it,
Yeah.
dude. But I mean, from what happened to Texas, though, dude, that would
Yeah,
suck.
that was messed up. I mean,
Street lights up. Street lights covered with water, basically.
I know it's crazy. I saw a shot, and it showed this part of the street, and it was from a couple of years back. Then it showed it today, and it's like a completely different country almost. It looks like a third world country.
Yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
insane.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's hard to even imagine going through that.
Yeah.
Let's not dwell too much on the hurricane thing, because this is a horror podcast for entertainment.
And there's enough
strive to do
real
this
life
stuff.
horror there. So
Yeah, this is more of an outlet to entertain and
yeah,
talk about good stuff. So
yeah,
let's first piece of news is a huge one. It doesn't seem to be taken as huge as I would have expected, but there's a trailer and there's stills out for Jeepers Creepers 3.
yeah. The stuff's out there. It's just
The terrible
like-
news that, of course, it got pulled from theaters.
oh man, it's the sort of thing. I get it, but
I do and I don't, man. I mean,
I get it, but I don't really agree with it. I mean, essentially what you got is like a monster with Victor Salva. Let's be honest. I mean, but
a hugely talented director, though.
yeah, and I mean, how many? I said this last week also. How many people work on a movie? It's in the hundreds.
Yeah.
So because of this one jackass, you know, these hundreds of people's effort, you know, is like relegated to like Blu-ray and DVD, you know?
Yeah. And what sucks, man, is the movie's really good.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I mean, yeah, so I mean, I don't know.
It's one of the best. It's a shame because this would have been the perfect month for it to come out because it's,
yeah.
besides it, in all honesty, it's one of the best clown movies out there.
Yeah. It makes you wonder whether Victor Salva should have like purposely, you know, taken his name off of it.
Yeah,
you know,
or behind the scenes directed it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
But the thing is, though, you got to look at it like this. You know, there's a lot of stuff like, what about Michael Jackson? I mean,
yeah,
it's there's a lot of weird stuff going on there, but it's not like after the court dates of him molesting kids. It's not like everybody all of a sudden was like, all right, we're never going to listen to a Michael Jackson song or.
Yeah.
It's the same, but it isn't, but it is the same. You know what I mean? It's like you're still supporting. So I don't want to get all into it all, but, you know, to me, it's kind of like, you know, the dude should be able to release what he wants. You know what I mean? There's a reason the dude ain't in prison, A. And B, even if he did or there was something that happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People have done their time. It's been years and years since it's happened. The kid who this all even happened to, when he actually went on Facebook or Twitter or wherever it was and said he actually had nothing to do with the pooling. I don't remember the exact words, but basically saying he doesn't think it's right that the people that love the movies have to miss out on it.
Yeah.
So he's actually it sounded more like he was pushing, like, if you wanted to see the movie in theaters, you should still have the right to do that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those strange situations, but I mean, in all, like, legally speaking, you know, he's perfectly within his rights to make movies.
Yeah.
You know, he's perfectly within his rights to make money from those movies. You know, I don't know how to feel about it, really.
And isn't it weird to you, too, that Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 both were released theatrically?
Yeah. It's like...
After all that, it's weird, man.
Yeah, it's like no one really seemed to care back then.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I'm excited for it. At least I know it's done. And
yeah, and it will get a release,
yeah.
you know. Just not as big a release as it deserves.
Yeah, it's not one that I would have had to rush to see in theaters anyways.
No, but you know, it would have been nice to have had the option.
Yeah.
I don't like other people deciding for me what I can and can't see in the theater.
Yeah. Are you a big fan of the two Jeepers Creepers or no?
I like the first two Jeepers Creepers. I like the first one a hell of a lot more than the second.
I'd go on to say the first one's a modern classic.
It is, definitely. It was the first like real monster movie that there's been in a long time.
Yeah.
Hell, even like when you go back into the 90s even. You know, everything was like pretty much like, you know, like the...
With the 90s, though, you could still
neo
say
slashers
and stuff like that. But...
Yeah, but you know, like there was no new big monster out, you know?
Yeah.
Until the Creeper came along, you know, and it was just something new and different.
Yeah, I wonder if this still has the tagline or the subtitle of Cathedral or whatever.
I don't know. I mean,
remember that's what it was called for a while?
It was called that for a while, and then there was talk about like it was going to be like a sequel. Then there was talk that it was going to be like in between the first two movies.
That's what I hear it is. I still
it's
hear
kind of like
1.5. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. You see, I'd like to see that, you know?
Yeah, 'cause the second one, I think, was literally on the last day of the feeding or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there was talk that they were going to do one where it was going to be, like, you know, the 27 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and there was that, and then there was talk about them doing a prequel at one point, which would have took place in the Old West.
Yeah.
That
would have been cool.
I would love to see that, you know. there's not enough horror westerns.
Definitely.
They go together so well, but it's just,
Well, one of my first episodes on my YouTube channel was
mhm.
the horror westerns.
Yeah.
There's
I
only
like
a very few. Like Ghost Town is obviously I like a lot.
Yeah.
And then there's Dead Birds, and
Yep.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen Bone Tomahawk. People
I have
say
it.
it's really good though.
I have it, but I haven't got around to watching it yet. My dad's actually watched it and said it was pretty gory and everything, so
Yeah, you'll have to tell me how it is.
yeah, I think it looks pretty good, Did you ever see The Burrowers?
No, but I heard it's decent.
That
I
was
remember
pretty
seeing
good,
the cover
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. That was one I bought that like not as a blind buy. I'd heard of it before and everything. But I thought I'd never watched any trailers or whatever, so I just kind of picked it up on a whim, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It was kind of I kind of want to say almost like a darker version of Tremors.
Wow.
Except,
have you
not
seen that Dead
big.
Birds or no? With
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kid from Almost Famous, and it has a bunch
Yeah.
of other people in it.
Yeah, I dug it personally. I mean, it was a bit weird.
Yeah, it was actually the only down thing. I was a little slow at times, I thought,
Oh yeah,
but I
definitely.
enjoyed the premise of it.
Yeah,
And
I
it had,
thought it was pretty good.
yeah, that had Michael Shannon in it before he was known at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, we definitely
Yep.
need more horror westerns.
yeah.
Well,
There was,
the new show on HBO that Westworld. You heard of that, right?
yeah, yeah.
Would that be considered horror?
I think it's more sci-fi than horror, but I think, I guess it kind of
You could
is
put
a
it in
little
the
bit.
genre.
Yeah, yeah,
Because the
You know.
movie, I think, is you could put it in the horror section and nobody would complain.
yeah.
But this
Yeah.
next piece of news I have is one that I've heard about for years and years, so I don't put a whole lot of stock into it. But The Crow reboot is happening again, and then the tagline that said Sony's serious about it this time.
I hope it is. I like the Crow series. I always have. Even the,
Direct to video.
yeah. I actually like the one with what's his name, from Terminator 2.
Yeah. Oh,
Edward
man.
Furlong.
Yeah.
I actually liked that one.
Was that
It
Wicked
was kind
Prayer?
of, yeah. And I always thought the third one, Salvation, was pretty good as well.
Believe it or not, I like Salvation and Wicked Prayer better than I like City of Angels. I still like
Yeah.
City of Angels, but City of Angels is actually my least favorite out of all of them.
I have to agree.
I think
I
only
mean-
because City of Angels feels literally the exact same movie as the first, step for step.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
And
You
I
know-
really don't like Iggy Pop. I don't like Iggy Pop as a singer, an actor, or as a human being.
Uh, I always found it funny once I was watching what's his name, Henry Rollins.
I like him, though. He's
And
badass.
he was talking to me. He says, the king of rock and roll is alive and well. His first name Iggy, last name Pop. And he goes, you could take all the drugs that Elvis did in his entire career, put them in a big bowl. Iggy Pop would drink that bowl and then go out on stage and do a show.
Yeah, he's a trip.
Yeah, he's kind of a bit of an odd one to say the least.
Yeah. I like Henry Rollins a lot. I mean,
Oh,
if I'm just
yeah.
talking music and acting wise.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
and
he
his
was-
spoken word stuff is can be
he's
hilarious. Yeah.
There was one thing I saw on YouTube where he's talking about modern music. He just was like DJ Dickhead or something like that. He was going on about it, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. He always has been,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back to this Crow thing.
Yeah.
The last time they said there were, because they've been talking about the Crow for years
For
and years and
years. Yeah.
This is one of those things that's been going on longer than the Friday the 13th, reboot.
Yeah.
But this, the last part I heard, it was probably a year ago, was that Bradley Cooper was going to be playing Eric Draven, or the Crow character,
Yeah.
and that sounds awful.
Yeah, it kind of does.
I think
Last
he's
I
too
heard,
famous now.
was they were thinking of Jason Momoa.
I do remember hearing that too, actually.
It would be interesting.
You don't think he's like
in a
too
way.
buff, too
I,
big?
I
You know what I mean?
think that might be the problem.
I think
You
you
know,
need a more not scrawny, but a more
well, when you looked at Brandon Lee in the original, he was ripped, obviously, because Bruce Lee's son, he's
well,
got
yeah,
the genetics there, but he looked like a normal guy,
yeah. What it needs to
you
be, and
know.
I hate to say this because I'm a huge fan of the movie. You are.
Yeah,
There's tons. My mom's a huge fan of the movie.
yeah.
It's but I always feel like I should be like standing in Hot Topic or something when I'm watching that movie. I don't know
I
if you
I
have
know
those
what
in
you mean.
Canada,
Yeah, yeah,
but almost like I should be wearing like a Nightmare Before Christmas shirt, like
yeah,
standing in
yeah.
Hot Topic. But I don't
I
know.
I definitely know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's. I don't know if it could transfer well now. I think they need to make it a lot more gritty because it
yeah,
almost feels like something that would have to be in the '90s. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think they need to. I think they need to give up on the idea of like remaking it
Yeah.
and just do a
All
completely
new
new
story,
Crow story. Yeah,
or just
'cause-
cover another chapter in the comics. You know what I mean?
yeah, because I mean, the mythology's already there.
Yeah, you could. It's
You
one of
know.
those things you could put it in. You could put it in the colonial times. You could put it in the West. You could.
Oh yeah, you could put it anywhere.
Yeah, it's. Yeah,
I'd like
any
to see.
any time there's always crows that would be leading somebody to revenge. So.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see something with like a different culture. I'd like to see like a crow from like China or Japan or something.
That'd be cool. I couldn't
You know,
imagine them doing it though.
No,
I'd love to
they,
see like a Crow movie, put like maybe call it the Crow Dark Ages or something, and it's
yeah,
in like the medieval time, like the King Arthur times.
that
That
would be
have
cool.
a Crow character in that time.
Yeah,
That'd be like the perfect subtitle, Dark Ages too.
it would. Yeah, or would it be a good time? It'd be like around like the witch trials, the Salem
Oh
witch
yeah,
trials and
that'd be
everything.
sweet. That'd be
I mean,
perfect.
yeah, I mean, think of it. You'd get this guy or even a girl that comes back or whatever, and they'd be like, they're a witch, burn them, and they burn them, and then they just kind of like get up out of the fire, and they're like, yeah, that didn't work.
It just sucks these production companies aren't that smart or creative.
Yeah, and I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, really.
Yeah.
I mean, to come up with something that people haven't seen before, especially when you have like a backstory as rich as like the Crow.
Yeah.
You can literally almost do anything with it.
Yeah, it's basically like Spawn, pretty much. You know what I mean? You could put
Yeah.
Spawn in literally any setting, and they've done it.
Yeah,
So, it is what it is.
yeah,
If it happens, I'll see it because I love them. But
yeah. I always wondered how Rob Zombie's version would have turned out because there
Of
was
the
there was
Crow?
talk. Yeah, there was talk about him doing a remake of it.
it probably would have been good. He would have made it more exploitive, probably. But
Oh, definitely. And everyone would be jerks, but
yeah. Wow. I'm trying to think of who would do good in a Crow reboot, and I can't like think of anybody new and upcoming off the bat that could do it good.
No, who I think would work, and he's an older actor now, but Johnny Depp.
As the Crow,
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
I think he could make that work because when you look at his body of work,
Yeah.
he's done all sorts of different characters and everything,
See, my
And
opinion,
I think he could have but he would always be Johnny Depp, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think you need someone, not a complete unknown, but not someone as famous. Like,
Yeah.
the name that comes to mind to me that would be a good Crow, you may laugh at, but for some reason I feel like Dane DeHaan has-
Oh, yeah.
has the look and kind of vibe for it. He has that dark kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
a lot of those
yeah.
actors get those mysterious vibes or whatever. Or whatever.
Yeah.
He seemed like he'd be a good one. I don't know.
While we're on it, who would you think would make a good villain in it, actor-wise?
Well, with the Crow, I mean, the villains was a whole mob of people,
Yeah, but you always add the one
Yeah,
main
like in
bad
two,
guy
it
or
was
whatever.
the gold guy.
Yeah.
I mean, really anybody could be one. I'd like to see Steve Buscemi as like
Oh,
a
that would
seriously
be
acted
awesome.
villain, like no comedy, no no clumsiness, just to see Steve Buscemi as
Yeah.
just evil. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well, like when he was in what was it? Was it Con Air he was in where he played like a?
See, that was still comedic, though. You know what I mean?
It was, but he had like all like I think it was like a pedophile thing he had
Yeah.
going on or something, and it just was kind of creepy.
Yeah, but with The Crow, you'd have to have zero comedy, and I think
Definitely,
I think Buscemi has the look where if he was to play like a killer or a rapist perfectly serious,
yeah.
it'd be really creepy because he's a weird looking dude, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, my thought right away went to Matthew McConaughey.
I could see it. Yeah, I could see it. They'd have to,
as like almost like as like a mob type guy, like more so than like how, like in the first one,
that
it was like
long-haired
this,
guy.
yeah, and it was just kind of like this like little crime gang sort of thing.
Yeah,
But think of Matthew McConaughey and have him as like the leader of like a proper crime syndicate.
yeah,
I think he could pull that off because he can do menacing quite well.
yeah. It's yeah, definitely. I mean, they should do it. I mean, it's I feel like it would do
right,
good, but you never
yeah.
know. There's been direct-to-video sequels that didn't do good, so that name could be tarnished.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I almost wish they'd hand the reins over to the guy that wrote the original graphic novel.
James O'Barr.
Yeah, and just let him do something with it. I mean, it's his story originally.
Yeah.
He might look back at it now and say, "Hey, there's this, and this that I'd do differently."
Yeah, definitely.
I
I love The Crow so I love that scene that keeps popping ahead. Remember when he goes to that pawn shop, he puts the roll of quarters in his shotgun or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was badass, man. But let's move on to the next part of news.
Yep.
This is just something quick I wrote down because I thought it was cool. Did you ever play the game Until Dawn? Or you don't have a PS4 though?
No, I've seen it all played though.
All right, but there's a prequel coming soon.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I heard about that. About something about like an asylum or something, right?
Yeah, it's a prequel to it. I don't know much about it. I'm assuming it's going to be the origin of the killer because I really liked Until Dawn.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things. Since I don't have a PS4, I've never had a chance to play it.
Yeah.
But
dude, you're missing out on so many exclusives not having one.
I know.
Like,
I think
got Hideo Kojama's new game.
Yeah.
Death Stranding with Guillermo del Toro and
yeah. It's the sort of thing. I'm sure eventually I'm going to pick one up.
Yeah.
I picked up a PS3 simply so I could play The Last of Us.
Were you that impressed with it?
I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it, but
I loved it
I
just
liked
because
it.
I liked it just because of the opening scene.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You spend this
Where you just control her head basically while she's in the car and
yeah, and then it's like, and then she gets shot, and I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah.
It was like a really good scene.
I think my problem was with it is I was always Xbox until the PS4 generation.
Yeah.
And see, I never played it. I remember hearing about all the hype, and then remember they put out a Game of the Year edition for PS4, and it had all the DLC and everything.
Yeah.
And I ended up playing it, and this was even right as the trailer was announced for Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
So and then I put it in, and I beat it, and it didn't live up to the hype to me.
Yeah, I dug it, but it's not the end all be all of
See, I've said on many a times I'm zombied out though. Like I can't even watch zombie stuff. I just have zero interest in zombies.
I know what you mean. I mean, they've kind of overtaken like everything.
Yeah.
It's like we don't have any ideas for this. Put zombies in it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, I told myself if I watch anything zombie now, it's got to be like old school, like Burial Ground or something from the 70s or 80s,
Yeah. Yeah, back when it was not new, but it was...
Yeah.
It was freshly out of the grave, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
This next piece of news blew me away when I saw this, and not in a good way.
Okay.
I guess you remember how Blair Witch was revealed? It was shown at a festival, and when the audience walked out of the theater, all the posters were up
Yeah.
for Blair Witch.
Yeah.
They did that same reveal, but guess for what movie?
For what?
A sequel to Gallows.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Well, I
What
heard
the
that there was a
hell,
sequel
dude?
to The Gallows.
Who the hell wanted another sequel to The Gallows? I
I
thought the thing bombed.
It did. It completely bombed. Um,
Is this now people know what to expect? So we're gonna. I don't understand this at all.
I don't know. I don't know whether they're going in a different direction with it or something. Because I mean, I didn't mind it. I thought it was
Yeah.
okay, but the Blu-ray has the original cut on as well as the theatrical cut.
Yeah, I like the
And
idea behind it, like the
yeah,
school play that went bad or whatever.
yeah. And the original cut works a hell of a lot better than the theatrical cut. The theatrical cut adds weird stuff in that just kind of makes it lose it.
Okay.
Like the
I
whole.
haven't even seen it because I heard it was
Yeah.
terrible.
I'll say this: if you can find it cheap, give it a shot. I mean, especially the original version.
Yeah, I think I see it in the $5 bin at Wally all the time.
For that, pick it up. It's enjoyable enough for that.
Is it just the Blu-ray that comes with the original
I don't know.
cut, or does the DVD have it too?
I think the DVD might have it as well. I'll just take a look online and
Because
see.
I was going to say, I only see the DVD at Walmart usually.
Yeah, I'll just take a look. Yeah, because the original cut is essentially pretty much all like found footage type thing,
Yeah.
Where the other one sort of like intercuts and stuff, and I don't know, it's kind of weird. The Gallows. It was neat,
Yeah.
had an interesting premise and everything.
But since you've seen it, is it bizarre to you that they made a second one and they unveil it like it's something special,
Yeah. I mean,
Blair Witch, you could understand a secret unveiling.
Yeah.
Because it has the hype around it. It's the Blair Witch. But the Gallows, like if I would have walked out of the theater and saw the posters, I would have laughed.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have thought, maybe direct to video or something, but I don't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have
weird.
expected, a theatrical release of it.
Yeah. All I remember is not hearing one good. You're the first person I've ever heard give it a good review.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not, the complete abomination people say it is.
if you watch it in pitch black alone, will it creep you out at all or no?
A bit.
All right.
There are scenes.
Because that's what I love for, man. If it has a few creepy parts, I'm down.
Yeah, there's a couple of scenes that will just really kind of get you, But like I said, you kind of need to see the original cut.
Yeah.
Let's see here, DVD. I'm trying to see if there's like a picture of like the back cover of the DVD. You can see if I can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's if the DVD has it or not. Yeah, the theatrical cut is kind of, I don't know. I want to say more, I guess, like audience friendly. They like explain stuff too much and everything and show too much.
Yeah.
Where the original was more more left to your imagination almost.
Okay, I'd rather have that.
Yeah. Let's take a look here.
But yeah, I'm done. I'll pick it up. Next time I go to Wally, I'll pick up the first Gallows. Check it out.
Yeah, for like $5 or whatever. That's you can't
Yeah,
complain. It's not horrible at that.
yeah. I may end up liking it. So
Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of thing. It is what it is. Like no one's gonna say it's gonna win an award for like best picture or anything. But if you just want like a kind of semi creepy little.
yeah, I remember there was a lot of hype when the trailers were out. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
were hyped about it, but
Yeah, I can't see anything about the DVD as to whether it has the original cut on or not. But
I'll just keep my eyes peeled for the Blu-ray of it if you know
Yeah.
for sure it has it.
Oh yeah, the Blu-ray has it. I wonder how much that's going for nowadays.
Probably, I bet you dirt cheap here. The
I'm
Gallows.
I'm quite sure, yeah, because I mean, let's see here, Gallows. Open up. Yeah, it's going for $7.88 on Amazon.
Yeah, I'll pick it up next order I make. Just
Yeah.
as like a little add-on.
Yeah, yeah. Here, the Gallows, the original version, the same story shot guerrilla style. This feature-length version is what caught the attention of Hollywood producers and ultimately led to the Gallows to theaters worldwide.
So that version you say is better than the one came out to theaters?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It was just, it was a tighter story and everything. I mean,
Did it feel
It's-
like they just added a bunch more stuff to put it into theaters and make it...
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Essentially, it feels to me like they took what would have been a fun little, like, low-budget, like, direct-to-DVD or Blu-ray type thing, added some scenes, and said, okay, well, we'll put it in theaters now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. This next piece of thing, it's not really horror, but I figured I'd just say it so people know. Close Encounters of the Third Kind is getting 4K screenings all week.
Yep.
You gonna see it or no interest?
Nope.
Yeah, I have no interest in it either.
I've got the Blu-ray of it, and honestly, I've watched it. I respect it as a film,
Yeah.
but I don't really enjoy it.
Yeah, neither do I. It's all right. It's one of
Yeah.
those things like you got to appreciate it, but it's not one I'd dying
Yeah.
to go back to.
No,
So I just figured I'd say that for people who are interested in it.
Yeah, yeah,
This next thing is MGM over here. It seems like every year they put out the same movies with, they put those little cardstock
yeah.
things. They glue them on the front to make it look
yeah.
like it has a brand new release, but it's just a
Yeah.
little card glued. Not even a new cover. It's a card glued to it.
Yep, yep.
They did it. They always do it with Child's Play.
Yeah.
All those. And
Yeah.
Carrie. Well, now they're doing it again. But
Yep.
now the new one style is the Mexican like voodoo glow skull look.
Yeah, I have to admit I kind of like how it looks,
Yeah.
but just for like a card, I wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
If they redid all the artwork, like if it was a completely redone packaging
With
and
the slip
everything,
cover and stuff.
yeah, you see that would be cool. You know,
But I
But-
hate that. The
Yeah,
fact
it's
that they
just
take the old
slap.
stuff and. But I
Yeah.
guess it's cool for people that don't have it.
yeah,
So that's a plus, but I figured I'd throw that out there because there are some collectors that like to own every single copy of their big
Yeah.
movies, So here's another version of Child's Play and Carrie and Killer Clowns
yeah.
for you.
I mean, I got to admit the cover that they have for what's it called? I like the one they have for Black Swan.
Yeah.
That one I think looks really good,
I
and
may
also
pick it up because I don't even own Black Swan.
yeah, it's going to be cheap enough, so definitely
Yeah.
it's
Those
worth
they
it.
always have those at Walmart and everything on October.
Yeah. Yeah, the Black Swan one I think looks really good, and there was another one too. I'm just bringing it up right now to see
Aren't
which
there
one
movies
it
that
was.
aren't even horror at all, or
Well, let's see here. There's
are they all horror?
well, it's 28 Days Later,
Yeah,
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, Black Swan, Carrie, Child's Play, Devil's Due, The Fly from 1986.
Devil's Due?
Yeah,
The
that's
Fly
the,
is always one they put out. They always do that one.
yeah, that's just
But
always kind of a
Devil's
good
Due,
movie.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
I did not expect that one.
no,
They probably need to get rid of them. The stock they got of it.
it could definitely be, that just we have too many.
Yeah.
We'll get rid of them. The remake of the Hills Have Eyes, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers, Jennifer's Body, Joyride, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, The Other Side of the Door, the 2015 Poltergeist.
Ugh.
Yeah. Return of the Living Dead, Victor Frankenstein, Wrong Turn.
Victor
and-
Frankenstein?
Yeah,
That's got to be another one they need to get rid of them things.
I'm sure. And Young Frankenstein. Yeah.
Yeah, Devil's Due, Victor Frankenstein, and there was one more you said that...
Poltergeist 2015.
No, but I can understand that. But there's one more, though, that completely surprised me, but whatever. But, yeah, I mean, those are
Yeah.
cool for the people that don't have them. I'm sure they'll be
Oh,
like
yeah.
$6 or $7, so...
Yeah. But like I said, the Black Swan one looks good.
I'm actually going to pick up Jennifer's Body, too, because I don't have that movie at all. And I hear it's actually okay.
That's actually a really fun movie. I mean, as long as, you go into it not expecting,
Who has that chick
No.
in it? Oh, my God. What's that girl's name? Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not expecting a whole lot.
No, I mean, it's one of those things. It's not a great movie,
Tell me this.
but
tell me if
but
I'm
it's a good movie.
Tell me if I'm expecting right here. Something Tales from the Crypt feeling? Like, could it be a long Tales from the Crypt episode or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I could
expecting
see
some
that,
campiness,
definitely.
some fun to it,
Yeah,
over the top.
it's quite good, I got to admit.
All right.
And that's a nice looking cover too.
Yeah, I'll pick it up just because I don't
And
have
and the Joyride cover is magnificent.
it. Yeah.
That's just so cool.
With
That's-
that, The Hills Have Eyes remake,
Yeah.
it's hard to... I would pick that up normally, but believe it or not, I don't have a copy of that movie. I've seen it
Really?
a ton of times, but... I see it in FYE. Next time I go, I'm going to pick it up because it's like 15. But have you seen that little tiny box set they got where it has Hills Have Eyes 1 and then Part 2, the remakes?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're on like a big... They're actually in a box set type thing.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
that. It's a good little set, really.
Yeah, for $15, it looks really nice.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's nice to have like actual,
A
you know-
box to slip them in?
yeah. I mean, it's not like super expensive quality box, but
No, but I like that. Instead
know?
of, like, a
Yeah,
lot of
just-
the times they'll just put them all in one case,
yeah. I
Like
mean,
the Jeepers Creepers.
yeah. It's nice to have each to have their own.
Disc case,
Yeah.
and then they all slide into one thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I am gonna pick that up real soon.
yeah.
this
That's worth it.
Yeah, this next piece of news I'm really excited for, man.
Okay.
I know we talked about it a little bit on one of the previous episodes, but Scream Factory's second original film premiered on demand on the 1st, which was 2 days ago. And
That's cool.
I think it should have a Blu-ray and DVD release in the next month. And have you heard of that movie Jackals?
Yeah,
It's Scream Factory original about
Yeah.
a home invasion.
I think it's going to be pretty damn sweet. I gotta admit.
Yeah, it looks like You're Next mixed with The Strangers.
Yeah.
And Scream Factory's only other original movie was Fender Bender.
Yeah.
And I loved Fender Bender, man.
Yeah.
I
Good
loved
flick.
it. So I'm really excited for this. So
Yeah, well, it's the sort of thing. I mean, Scream Factory, like they are like a horror company,
yeah, Isn't
So
it
they,
weird they've been around all these years, and this is their only second time doing that?
yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, let's be honest. When they were originally just Shout Factory,
Yeah,
no one really cared.
yeah, they weren't on my radar at all. When they
No,
were
and
just Shout.
but then Scream Factory came along, and then, like all of a sudden, it's like they're making big waves in the horror industry, and we take notice.
Arguably, you could say they're the first in the U.S.
Yeah.
Because Arrow came. Well, Arrow was around before them, but nowhere in the U.S.
No, just in Britain and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think
and
we always had like Kino and stuff, but
yeah,
Scream Factory put the idea of putting exclusive art and all that, you know.
yeah.
And
And
it's
I always liked that they essentially took over from like Anchor Bay back in the days of when DVD first started coming out. Anchor Bay always used to give you the, the loaded discs, tons of features and everything.
yeah.
And then it went to like Blue Underground. They were doing that. Nowadays, at
None of
Anchor
them were
Bay,
giving you the reversible art or anything
no,
like that.
no,
Though.
nothing like that. It's nice to. This is the reason why people still buy media.
Yeah.
When you go all out with a release, it gives us reason to pick it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a new image on the front,
Yeah.
But this next piece of news, which I'm kind of excited for too, this show coming called Castle Rock with a Stephen King show.
Yeah.
Did you hear Terry O'Quinn got casted as one of the main people in it?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he just got cast as one of the leads, and I love Terry O'Quinn.
That's cool.
You know who he is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
From Stepfather.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He played a really good villain in those movies. So
yeah,
I'm
it'll
excited
be
for
cool.
that.
Yeah, I want to see what they do with it. Like the whole idea of the show and everything.
Yeah. I wonder if it's going to
think
be an anthology or what it.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I've noticed with like Stephen King stuff. When they make like a standalone like series or whatever, like its own thing,
Yeah.
they tend to be pretty good. When they're not adapting one of his stories or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot of things to look forward to here. We got Gerald's Game coming to Netflix, which I haven't read the book, but I actually surprisingly have it for some reason.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I got
I
it too, but never read it.
Yeah. Do you have the cover too, where it's a bedpost, and the bedpost is like something carved into the bedpost, like two bodies or something?
I think so. Yeah.
I remember his handcuffs to a bedpost or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, and I think the cover is pink. I think or red or pink. Or
something. Red or pink, something like that.
But anyways, I'm kind of excited for it.
Yeah, well,
the last show, that Mr. Mercedes,
yeah,
that's on a channel I've never even heard of, and and it said like AT&T presents Mr. Mercedes, and it literally says that like on the ad for it.
Yeah,
it says AT&T original series, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
some just don't seem.
I don't know.
The whole thing seems bizarre, so I didn't even check it out.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything of Mr. Mercedes, but it seems a strange choice. I always found for them to make into a series.
Yeah, and then it's like watch Mr. Mercedes on the Ovation Network. It's like, what the hell is the Ovation Network? Like, there's too many weirdo things going on with it to where I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, if I see it on DVD, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, I'll wait for the DVD or Blu-ray.
But I like this idea of Castle Rock just because I don't really know exactly what it is. It's just all his books take place in.
Yeah. And like hopefully that's something that they work into it, the fact like different stories are going on in different parts of the town and everything.
Yeah. It's I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs to all the books. And you got J.J. Abrams involved in it, so.
Well, that's yeah. So there's going to be stuff with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this next piece of news was something you brought up earlier. Mondo releasing 30th anniversary Steelbook Blu-ray. They're releasing an exclusive poster and the final soundtrack to Hellraiser, and I'm going to pick up all three.
That's cool. I mean, I love how that artwork looks.
Yeah, I was reading
real
up on
simple and just
muted colors. I was reading up on it, and I guess the guy, I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy who drew that
Hmm.
said there's countless artwork out there of Pinhead, but he said he wanted to focus on the cold, almost emotionless type aspect of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So he did a good job. I really dig the artwork.
yeah, it's beautiful. It really is. Hellraiser's one of those things I think that always they have a tendency when they do a Hellraiser cover, for example, to stick Pinhead on it. Like with like blood and everything.
Yeah,
Like when you think of the original cover, he's there with the rips in him and everything.
I love that cover though.
So do I. But it's not really like if you see that cover and you've never seen the movie, you know,
You
you
think
would
you're
think,
getting a slasher?
yeah, and like this guy's going to be in there. He's going to be walking down the street, slashing people up and everything.
That's
And
part 3.
yeah, I've always I've always kind of been a fan of like classy covers.
Yeah, the simplicity.
Yeah, and that's a classy cover.
Yeah, definitely.
It
I'm
really
the same
is.
way with shirts and stuff too. I like the more
Yeah.
simplistic, classy look.
Yeah,
Like I don't like stuff that's too loud or too gaudy. Like,
yeah,
but I do got to say that OG Hellraiser image is amazing.
yeah.
And I got to say too, the vinyl or not vinyl, but the score in general to Hellraiser.
Oh,
I
it's
love.
beautiful.
That bell, it's like a.
Oh yeah,
I love that, man.
yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing. I've always come to the conclusion: if you can take a movie and you can take the music from it and put it to any other movie, and it makes that movie 10 times better,
Yeah.
that's a hell of a score. And
Yeah.
and that's the thing with the Hellraiser score. Put that in anything else, and that movie, just by sheer fact of it being near Hellraiser, it gets pulled up a level.
Yeah. And the cool thing too with Hellraiser is it's one of those movies where Hellraiser 3 is, I say a lot of movies are my favorite, but
Yeah,
if I was to put a top 3, I've also said Hellraiser 3 is
Yeah.
in it. I mean, I like it better than the first two. I know a lot of people don't want to shoot me over that, but it's just the way it is. But Mondo, their steelbook, I've only seen one steelbook they put out, and that was Ghost in the Shell.
yeah.
And
That was a really nice steelbook too.
yeah, you saw it, right? It had like
Yeah.
it had a thick plastic slipcase to it. It's
Yeah,
really, it was.
I really dig those.
I like that too because this is the big problem I have with steelbooks is
Is
they
they get
dented
scratched.
quick and scratched and stuff.
Yeah.
Where you saw how thick that sleeve was, right?
Oh yeah, that was
It's
like good,
like
like 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter thick.
Yeah, you know that Batman
Plastic,
animated series box set?
Yeah, it's like
It's
that.
like that, basically. And
Yeah.
that's what I like, and the fact that it's clear, it doesn't have anything on it except
Yeah.
the Mondo logo.
Yeah.
So that would look
Well,
awesome on that
yeah.
Hellraiser cover.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty kick-ass, I got to admit. I hope there's somewhere around here where they have it, because I'll double dip for that.
I really hope they do too, because that Ghost in the Shell one I see in
Yeah.
stores to this day. Like I was
Yeah?
in Target, and I think Best Buy still have them.
That's cool.
They're
I
like
mean,
$30 though.
yeah, that's pushing it a little bit.
For Hellraiser, I'll do it though.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I was in Walmart today,
Yeah.
and they have that, those the Scream Factory steelbooks for the John Carpenter stuff.
Yeah.
They have.
Talk about boring though, dude.
I know they're not very good looking covers, but they had one of Escape from New York,
Yeah.
and it was like $23, and I'm like, you know what? I like Escape from New York, but I'm not. I could buy the Blu-ray on its own for maybe about 20.
Or you
it's
could
not
just
worth
go
it
with
for this.
Or you could go with the old Blu-ray and get it for $6.
Yeah, and from what I know, it's pretty much identical.
Yeah.
Well, quality-wise, I mean, obviously
You're
there's more
getting more
features on the Scream
features.
Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for $6, right? You can't complain.
Yeah. I'm not that big on the movie, to be honest. Man, it's
it's
getting all
one
kind
of-
of controversial. I like the second one better. Only
Oh, yeah,
because of
yeah.
Bruce Campbell's performance. I thought he was creepy as hell.
Yeah. I don't know. I just always found Escape from New York to be almost like when you think of John Carpenter's filmography, it always seems to be kind of like one on its own. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's like here are all his movies, and over here is Escape from New York.
Yeah.
You know, it seems just different somehow than all the others. Maybe it's because it's essentially just like a sci-fi film.
Yeah. It's not
You know?
horror. It's kind of like
No,
the Little Trouble in China, like an
I
action.
love that movie.
Yeah, I like it better
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
But this next piece of news is one of my favorite directors. I got his posters up all over my wall.
hmm
Takashi Miike's
yeah,
100th film
yeah,
is supposedly just batshit crazy, and it's
yeah,
like a fantasy horror mashup.
yeah. Blade of the Immortal.
Yeah,
From what I know, it was originally based on a manga,
yeah.
and
Some of his
yeah,
best movies are based on mangas, though.
yeah, exactly. I think it's gonna rock.
Yeah, man. He's one of my favorite directors. I've expressed that
Yeah.
many times, so I'm not going to get into that. But
No, but I think it's gonna definitely kick ass.
yeah, I can't wait.
He's the right director for it, definitely.
Yeah, I loved his last movie that was put out. Who do you think's going to put this out? Because Scream Factory put out his last movie, that
Yeah.
Over Your Dead Body.
Yeah. I don't know. I would.
I don't
Honestly,
know if Blade of the Immortal sounds like something that would come out on Scream Factory, though.
honestly, my first thought is Welgo.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Because they certainly like their like samurai and martial arts films and everything,
Yeah,
and also with it being like a Mike release,
yeah,
I think,
that
yeah.
they obviously have to have some pull if they got Phantasm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like because they haven't made a splash at all since that.
No.
So it's like there's no way you're just gonna release a heavy hitter like Phantasm and then disappear again.
Yeah. I whoever gets it, I hope they do a good job. I hope they don't just stick it with like a bare bones, just the movie release.
But in all honesty, that's usually what happens with
Yeah.
Takashi Miike because he can't speak English.
No.
And B, it's they're across the world, so I don't really expect a
Yeah.
whole lot when it comes to Asian movies, like The Wailing.
Yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite movies of all time now.
Yeah.
And there's not many features at all on it, but that's
No.
fine.
Especially with that's like almost like a 3-hour movie, so
Yeah.
it has enough in it already.
I love that thing though.
It is. We got.
We're gonna have to
that
cover
one time.
that, dude, because I've been trying. I want to watch that again too.
Yeah, it's a great flick, a genuinely great flick.
And I haven't seen it since it came out, and that was middle of last year.
Yeah.
This next piece of news is really bizarre to me too.
Okay.
I saw the trailer. Vince Vaughn is playing like a skinhead type character. And have you seen the trailer for this? It's a
Mm-hmm.
movie called Brawl in Cell Block 99.
No,
The title of it and the way it looks, the
Mhm.
trailer, like those old exploitation like prison films, like
Yeah.
Camp, whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I think that's what this is. The way the trailer looks, it looks like an homage to, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Exploitation prison movies, and Vince
Yeah.
Vaughn looks badass in this.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
he did a good job with Psycho, so I can't imagine. No, I'm just kidding. But
he actually did. You know what? I'm gonna get some shit for this. I actually like the Psycho remake.
you know what's funny, man?
It's completely pointless, but it works, and it's a well shot movie.
I agree with that, but there's only one reason why I agree with that.
Yeah.
Is because I saw the Vince Vaughn version before I ever saw the Anthony Perkins version.
Yeah.
And that was only because my mom was watching it when I was like a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be sitting there watching it. So I always, when I thought of Psycho growing up,
You thought of the
Vince
remake,
Vaughn
yeah.
one, yeah.
I mean, it is. It's a complete shot for shot remake of the original. So
Yeah.
of course it's going to be good that way. But I think it's kind of, like I said, it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
but it's still a pretty good movie, honestly.
Yeah. One thing I do got to say though, after years watching them both now,
Mm.
I do like Anthony Perkins better than Vince Vaughn though.
Oh, definitely. I mean, there was just something, I don't know, kind of creepy about Anthony Perkins' portrayal of Norman Bates.
Yeah, and I
Like,
really like. I think Janet Leigh is a lot hotter than was it Portia de Rossi in the remake?
it was
It's
Anne Heche, wasn't it?
yeah. Well, it was
Yeah.
Ellen's wife or whatever for a while, but
Yeah.
I think Janet Leigh is a lot more attractive.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I mean, the problem with remaking something like Psycho is, when I saw it twice in the theaters.
Yeah,
The second time I went and saw it, it was in like a budget cinema, so like $5 or whatever. So I went in, I'm watching it, and there are these two girls behind me.
yeah,
And, they're obviously young because at the end, when Norman Bates' mother turns around and it's a corpse, they freak out. And I remember just sitting there thinking, like, how do you not know that this is the ending of Psycho?
yeah,
Like, I mean, everyone knows it. It's like, even if you haven't seen the movie, you know it.
yeah.
You
Nah,
know, it was kind of weird, to say the least.
yeah, I do enjoy it, but yeah, when we get off this podcast, watch that trailer, man, and tell me what you think.
Yeah, I'll give
It's
it a
called
shot.
Brawl
See.
in Cell Block 99. It looks really good, man.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that.
And this next piece of news took me by surprise. It said,
Okay.
I got this off Bloody Disgusting. It says, Annabelle Creation made more this year at the box office than Get Out.
Yep.
So
Same.
everybody thought Get Out was the huge moneymaker surprise hit of the year.
Yeah, and it was Annabelle Creation.
Annabelle sequel made more than it.
$253,375,598.
That's crazy, man.
It is.
You know
I
what?
mean, it's good. Don't get me
See,
wrong.
I didn't watch. I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but I don't know whether
Get
it's.
Out?
Well, they're very different movies.
Yeah.
You know, um, I can see why it made more money because, it's more. How could I describe it? Like all like the little like horror fans that saw the first Annabelle will go see the second one.
Yeah.
Where
Well, Annabelle was
something like
always-
Get Out.
To me, like what like younger people, like middle school dates would go to,
Yeah,
for their
Yeah.
girlfriends and blah blah. It's nothing that I would take seriously and go see. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I wouldn't put it on the same level as The Conjuring.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, and also, I mean, there was quite a bit of hype about Annabelle.
Yeah.
And, before Get Out came out, there was... I never heard anything about it. Did you?
No, just that the Key and Peele guy
Yeah.
was making a movie.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, like, oh, God.
You know what's
You
weird,
know?
though, is I like Get Out a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as great. Like, I didn't leave the theater like, holy I actually remember leaving the theater telling my buddy, like, wow, that's what all that hype was about.
Yeah. I mean, it's... I don't know. It's just... I can see why some people would be really enthralled with it.
It's a different thing, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not the end-all, be-all of movies,
Yeah. You know what my favorite part of it was?
What?
Was seeing that Caleb Landry Jones in it. I
Ah,
really dig that dude for some reason. From he played the brother in The Last Exorcism,
yeah.
and then Antiviral. Have you seen that?
I've got it. Haven't watched it yet.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. We're gonna
Yeah.
have to do a David Cronenberg month here
Yeah.
eventually, where we'll cover all of David Cronenberg's movies.
Yeah,
we should
definitely.
have a bonus thing where we cover that movie because it's his son,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
all right,
That'd
man.
be kind of cool.
In the last part of news I read that Drew Barrymore is developing a horror anthology or all-female horror anthology series.
Well,
I mean, it could work, man.
yeah,
You
it
don't
could.
have a single horror anthology series on. I mean,
No.
American Horror Story, I guess you could count, but I'm not talking season thing. I'm
Yeah.
talking every episode's a different story.
Yeah.
And Drew Barrymore has the horror clout to do it. Cat's Eye,
Yeah.
Firestarter, Scream.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wish her the best.
yeah. No, I'm always down.
I
if
hope
it's
it
good.
works. Yeah.
So you got any news before we go on to releases?
Yeah. I just got 3 pieces of news. One is Stephen King is working to get the rights back to The Dead Zone, Cujo, Creepshow, Children of the Corn, Cat's Eye, and Firestarter. And it looks like he'll be getting them back at the beginning of 2018.
That's cool. The only one I wish, because if that's the case, I think you're going to see sequels to those movies a lot less often.
Yeah.
But to me, even if it's a terrible sequel, I'd still rather there be a sequel out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what kind of worries me is if Steven, because obviously he probably doesn't want any more shitty sequels coming out.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what I heard about Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like I said, I'd rather have shitty Dimension sequels than have Stephen King hold on to them and we don't get any more because he's doesn't approve of the quality, you know?
I wonder also if he doesn't maybe plan to write some more stories in these worlds.
Yeah.
Because, he got the rights back to The Shining and then he did Dr. Sleep, right?
Yeah. And then, the Dead Zone you could do a lot of stuff with. I mean, they already made a big television show out of it and stuff.
Yeah. I love the Dead Zone movie.
Yeah, with Christopher. That could be part of our Cronenberg series.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just really... That's an excellent movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, I've always dug that one. Next bit of news is they're doing a season 3 of True Detective.
Oh, I read about that.
Yeah, it's going to be directed by the guy that did Green Room.
That's awesome. I love Green Room, I love Blue Ruin, and I love Murder Party, so...
Yeah, so, that's going to be interesting.
And that dude, that one thing I got to say about that director,
yeah,
you've seen all of his movies, right?
I've seen Green Room. I think I've seen bits and pieces from his other ones.
But you know how he has that really ultra gritty, hyper realistic?
Yeah.
Like everything is super believable and gritty, dark.
Yeah.
That's what True Detective's about, so he's perfect.
Yeah. I think it'll definitely work.
Yeah, they picked the perfect director. He does true crime, gritty, real well.
Yeah. And the last bit of news is they've released the first screenshot, if you will, of the movie version of Ghost Stories, which is based on the stage play.
Ghost Story, is this the...
It's essentially like...
one with Casey Affleck?
No, that's just called Ghost Story.
And what's this one called?
Ghost Stories.
Oh, okay.
What this is there was a stage play called Ghost Stories, and essentially it was like an anthology stage play.
Yeah.
You went and saw the stage play, and they'd show. I think it was 4 different tales, like ghost stories, and they've been making a movie of it. They've got the first look of it is out now, and it's just a shot of some guy looking down a big sewer pipe, like he stood at the end looking down. I hope it's going to be good. I loved the stage play.
Yeah.
It was really, really great. So I'm hoping I have high hopes for the movie. So.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, the stage production is awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
So you ready to move on to releases?
Yep.
All right. The first thing I got written down was Wolf Cop 2 gets a release in Canada, but not U.S. yet. But did you see the first Wolf Cop?
I love the first Wolf Cop.
Yeah, I loved it too.
Yeah, I bought the Blu-ray for it even before I saw a trailer.
Yeah.
That was it, and I was like, done. I went out, I got the Blu-ray right away because I just saw it, and I was like, yes, I need this movie in my life.
Did you love that reverse art?
Um,
It's like him in like that Burt Reynolds pose, like
yeah,
near the fire. He's like, you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Oh, and the rug, instead of a bear skin rug, did you see
Yeah.
it? It's a human skin rug he's laying on.
Oh, priceless,
Yeah.
priceless. I just love that movie because, it's obvious when they made it, their hearts were in the right place.
Yeah. Well, I kept hearing about it from the magazines before I saw it.
Yeah,
They were pushing that movie hard. I'm
yeah,
surprised it's taken this long to get a Wolf Cop 2, though.
yeah, yeah. It is kind of surprising how long it's taken, but
And then,
it's gonna rock.
yeah. Another thing that's coming out this October, and this year I gotta say is the year for unexpected sequels,
Yeah.
because there's a unexpected sequel coming to one of my favorite movies from 2 years ago. Do you
Hmm.
remember a movie exclusive on Netflix for a long time called Creep?
Yeah,
Like it was a Peach Fuzz or something, the weird dude in the woods, and he had like a
yeah,
werewolf mask and everything, and it was a
yeah,
bizarre movie, but I
yeah,
loved it, man. Remember he gets the dude off Craigslist to record him as like a...
yeah.
But anyways, they're making or it's already made. Creep 2 is coming out this October.
That's cool. See, I love it when it's like it's not like we're making a sequel to it. It's like, oh yeah, we already made the sequel.
And that's coming out in 2
No,
months.
it's here. Come
Have
on.
you noticed
There
they're
you go.
doing that a lot more?
I just love the fact that they're actually getting away with it.
Yeah, they did that with we just taught The Gallows 2.
Yeah,
There's
and
another.
Hatchet
Oh, The
4.
House is October built. Remember?
Yeah, and House of October Built 2 and Hatchet 4,
Yeah.
all completely right
And
under
then
the
they did
radar. And no
Phantasm
one
5
knew.
last year.
Yeah. I mean, they were talking about Phantasm 5, and then all of a sudden it's done, and I'm like, well, damn.
Well, you know what I think? It's a
Mhm.
good thing, but I wonder why they're doing that now. Is if people are just getting sick and tired of, oh, John
Wait,
Carpenter's on board for the Halloween reboot, and then, oh, Halloween reboot's canceled. Danny
Yeah.
McBride's writing the new Halloween reboot, and it is canceled. Now it's on, canceled. I
Yeah.
think people are tired of reporting on the same movie for years and years just to have it go away.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
like
I-
this whole thing where Creep 2, oh, it's done. It's definitely happening. I love
Oh, yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, from what I've heard, I think I heard this a bit back. They've finished another sequel in like the Cloverfield universe.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And it's already done and in the can and everything.
I love that because that
No.
was like back in the day. You didn't
Yeah.
have internet. You remember before internet was common everywhere.
Oh yeah,
You didn't hear about a movie coming out till you saw the trailer on TV.
yeah,
And you
then
knew it was coming out in 2 weeks.
yeah, and then you were all psyched. It was like, oh my god!
Yeah.
I always remember seeing what was it? The wasn't I didn't see the trailer, but I saw the poster for Jason Goes to Hell,
Oh yeah.
and I didn't even know at the time that they were working on one. Yeah, and then I see this poster, I'm like, dude.
What with the
And I
metal
was like, oh,
mask and the snake
yeah.
coming out and the flames.
Yeah, and I remember just seeing it, and I had no clue it was coming out. And then afterwards, I ran out and bought like Gore Zone magazine and everything, and found some articles on it, and was reading up on it. Yeah, nowadays, with information being so easy to get, it's a double-edged sword. In one way,
It's
we're
good.
constantly hooked in, but in another way, there's no surprises anymore.
Yeah, that's why I love when there is a surprise like this.
Yeah.
Like not reading this till today, all of a sudden, whoa, there's a Creep sequel.
Yeah.
Like I miss that, And it's
Yeah.
one of those things now, is you hear about a movie 2 years before it comes out, you're there through the whole process, that by the time it comes out, you really don't even feel like seeing it anymore, Because
Yeah.
you know every single cast member, you know everything, so.
Either that or you're so hyped for it that you go see it and you're just kind of like, oh.
Yeah, it's like the old, I'm almost shocked I haven't lost interest in it just because I've been thinking about it so much.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, everything we see from it,
Looks better.
it does. I first saw the makeup and I didn't think much of it. And then I saw a better look at the makeup and I'm like, That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't like the look of him at first, but I really dig it.
Yeah.
It's when I was showing my grandma. She doesn't think the Tim Curry version's scary at all. She says, "Oh, he just looks like a normal clown." And
Yeah.
then to this new one, she said he just looks like a straight up demon or something.
Yeah.
But the one thing I do got to say about the It remake is I'm getting real tired of that sewer scene though. That drain.
At
I
the
mean, how
beginning,
many times do I got to see that drain scene? You know what I mean?
I know. Well, I mean, it's a perfect way to introduce someone, like introduce like in a trailer or whatever to the
Well, it's
whole
the
idea
most
of it, you
memorable,
know?
and it's also the most memorable scene in the whole entire thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Believe it or not, though,
Hmm.
there's the scene in the new one, in the original one.
Hmm.
Even like if I looked at them both, the original one is still a little creepier to me for two reasons. It's
Hmm.
perfectly sunlight out. It's
Yeah.
daytime and it's bright. It's just bright.
Yeah.
And B, just the way I don't know. I still think Tim Curry's version's creepier than the new one for some reason.
Yeah, well, the thing with Tim Curry's version is he does look I've said before, like you could imagine if there was like a fair in town or something,
Yeah,
and you saw Tim Curry's Pennywise walking around, he wouldn't look out of place.
yeah.
Where this new one would kind of still look out of place,
You know what?
you know?
Yeah. And the thing about the new one though is I feel like I put this in perspective too. If I was standing somewhere, say, I don't know, I was in a parking lot or something alone at 1 in the morning, and there was like trees or woods or something next to me. Like if
Yeah,
I was standing there and I looked over and I saw Tim Curry's version
yeah,
versus if I looked over and saw Bill Skarsgård's version, I'd
yeah,
shit my pants more if I saw Bill Skarsgård's version though.
yeah.
Just
If
that
if
smile like remember in the commercial when the triangle of balloons go up?
yeah,
The
and you
way he
just
goes
see
into
the
that smile,
yeah,
dude, it was eerie looking, man.
yeah. I'm so looking forward to it. I
Yeah,
really am.
dude. For some reason, did you see the behind? Like, it was a little thing on YouTube. They released like a behind the scenes look.
I didn't watch it.
But they
I've been trying to stay away from stuff.
yeah, dude, it looks awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched any new clips though in like a week. They release them every single day. Like I
Yeah.
go on YouTube and all that it is just new clips. But
Yeah, and it's just like no, must not watch.
yeah, it's hard though, man. But
It is, yeah.
and
But
another thing I looked on, did you see this? The movie's like 2 hours and like 17 minutes or something.
yep.
I like that.
So do I. I mean, I'm so looking forward to it. And I love it when you go to a movie and you sit there, and it's not just like, a 70-minute movie or something, I like it when they
You
take
know
their
you're gonna
time.
be in it for a while, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's the worst is when you really like a movie and you're
And
looking
it's
at the
over.
watch and you're
Yeah.
like, damn, there's only 20 minutes left of this thing.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate it.
But I looked it up earlier, but I was sitting there thinking, because you know how usually when movies are first coming out, the main actors will be on Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Conan.
Yeah.
They'll be on all of them talking about
Yeah.
it. I noticed Bill Skarsgård isn't on any of them.
No.
And I was watching an interview with the director and his wife, and they said Bill Skarsgård's, it was his decision to actually refuse to do any press for it, because he
That's
said
cool.
he doesn't want anybody to see him before seeing Pennywise.
That's cool.
He said he wants everybody to see Pennywise and then see Bill Skarsgård, because they said they want to keep Pennywise as hypnotic and as mysterious of a creature as possible.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
cool
gonna
that
be
he's that
so
devoted, because most actors, they'd want to pet
Oh,
their
yeah.
egos, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna want to go on Jimmy Fallon and all them. So I
Yeah,
give
no
him
doubt.
props for just being like, nah, I'm good on all that.
Yeah.
That shows how confident he is that people are gonna want to know who he is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But the projections they have for this thing, you know what bums me out about this? The fact that we're gonna have to wait over a year probably to get the sequel.
Yeah, yeah. But then again, that could be a good thing as well, because they're not rushing it.
Yep. And what's cool too about this is, obviously, I'm gonna be there first day when the Blu-ray
Yep.
releases. I'm gonna
Oh,
want the
definitely.
slipcover, and if they put out a special edition, I'll go as far to say, is if Walmart has a version and say Target has a steelbook,
Yeah,
and say Best Buy has a special edition with a bonus disc,
yeah,
I'm picking up all three of them. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, it. I got to agree.
I'm picking up every copy, and it's one of those things where the sequel will come out. I'll pick up the sequels single edition. But
Yeah.
you already know they're gonna put out an ultimate edition too, probably.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
Which will
Yeah.
have it all in one cut.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Like, would you double dip and buy it all in one?
I
Put it in one
I
cut.
I think I would. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I just want to see all this. I want to get all the covers for it and everything.
Yeah. The thing is, there are certain movies, that you don't mind double dipping on because you like them that much.
Yeah, like Hellraiser is one of them.
Yeah, Hellraiser's one of them. For me, Halloween's one of them.
Yeah.
I don't mind double dipping, but some stuff you don't. Some stuff you're just like, no, I got my copy. That's fine. That's enough.
Like
But
Poltergeist. I already got Poltergeist 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. I'm not going to
Yeah.
pay $25 a piece to get them again,
Exactly. Same here. I mean, maybe if they go on sale sometime,
Yeah.
then you
I
pick
do
them
like
up,
those new covers, though.
Oh yeah, they're very nice. They're you know, they're more fitting than the other Blu-ray covers for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Let's get on to the next part, though.
Okay.
I forgot to write down what company's releasing it, but real soon, the Kindred.
Synapse.
Oh, Synapse is releasing that.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in that movie. I've seen that cover forever.
Yeah.
The
So.
creature in the baby bottle, but
Yeah.
it's been. I think it has. It's not even ever been out on DVD.
No. No. It's had a VHS release, and in America, it's never had a DVD release, and never had a Blu-ray. So, and it's taken Synapse. I think they said it's taken them 10 years to get it released.
Well, Synapse is real slow with things, man.
Yeah.
They're like
Well,
snail's pace with movies. That Violent Shit collection,
Yeah.
that thing was announced over 10 years ago.
Yeah. Apparently, with the Kindred, it was something to do with like legal stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe there was like no one knew who really owned it or something,
Yeah,
But apparently they've got it sorted out. So
that's good.
yeah.
Since we're talking about Synapse now, the next two, Popcorn Single Edition, finally got
Oh,
announced.
yeah.
I'm excited because I wasn't paying for the
Yeah.
steelbook.
I agree, 100%.
And Suspiria 4K.
That have you seen the limited edition of that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it. Like
I
I said,
I'm not either, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the single edition with it.
Yeah, I'll wait for the single edition as well, but I'll try to find that cover art somewhere online and make a custom,
Oh yeah.
because that's some beautiful cover art. It really is.
Yeah, definitely. And this next piece is a director I haven't heard his name in a long time, but I really dug him. It's Xavier Gens.
Oh yeah,
New
yeah,
movie called The Crucifixion coming out. I really like that name.
yeah,
Xavier Gens made Frontiers, part of that
Yep.
French Extreme. One of my favorites out of the French Extreme, and The Divide with Michael Biehn.
yeah,
And that was a really good movie, man.
yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to say the least. To see what he does with something.
Yeah, I'll
New,
watch
you know?
anything by him at this point, and the fact that it's called The Crucifixion is cool.
Yeah,
This next one I was really excited to hear, too.
Mhm.
One of the only Wes Craven movies I don't have, called Summer of Fear.
yeah,
I don't know much
Yeah.
about it other than it was a made-for-TV movie with Linda Blair.
yeah. That's all I've heard as well. But it's getting a release, so
I'll be picking it up, man.
yeah, I'll probably wait for a bit, see what people think about it, and then consider it.
It's probably going to be one of his not as good movies, I'm sure. But
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure there's a reason it was not in print, but they said the same about Deadly Blessing, and I somewhat enjoyed Deadly Blessing.
Yeah, yeah. And then again, if it's a made-for-TV, right? Maybe for the longest time we haven't been getting releases of made-for-TV stuff.
Now we're getting a bunch of them.
Yeah, I'm glad personally.
Yeah, I love made-for-TV. I love the vibe of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
But this, especially from the 90s, but this one we mentioned before, but it's getting released this month, and it's one of the most exciting releases in a long, long, long time. That's the Poughkeepsie tapes coming from Scream.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see it for so long, man. That one clip I saw with that dude crawling, and he has that long, long mask, dude. But yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah,
looking.
very creepy. I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting one, to say the least.
Yeah, have you heard of a movie released? I don't know who. Maybe it was Dustin Mills or somebody. It's called Apple Cart. Have you heard of that?
No, I don't think I've heard of that.
Oh, the cover of it. If you ever see it, the cover reminds me exactly of that scene from the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Oh, that's cool.
But that's all the releases I got. You got any?
Yeah, I just got a couple. Getting a Cabin in the Woods 4K.
Yeah.
Nothing really special. It's just that. Then we got this one coming out called A Dark Song.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that. By
Yeah.
NFC.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what it's about or anything, but
I think it has something satanic to do with it or something.
It could be interesting. Then there's this one coming out called The Atoning. I've heard nothing about it.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
But it might be interesting. I don't know. And also, we're getting a Blu-ray release of The Old Dark House, the old James Whale movie.
Yeah, I read that or about that. I'll pick it up. I like classics every once in a while.
Yeah, so do I. That one's a definite pickup. And also, Second Sight over in Britain is releasing a box set of Willard and Ben.
Oh, okay.
The two rat movies.
Now, I haven't picked them up yet, but if I do, I'd get the Scream Factories probably.
Yeah. The thing with this is it looks really good. It's a really nice look. It looks like it's like new artwork on it, and it looks all like painted and stuff, like Drew Struzan style paintings, and it's just a really cool looking set. Honestly,
is it region free or?
I don't know.
Probably not if Scream Factory has the rights to it.
And it's a limited release, also 2,000 copies. But it's a really nice looking box. I can tell you that.
That'd be cool if it included the Crispin Glover version too.
That would be cool. That would definitely be cool.
Because I actually like that one too.
Yeah. It's the sort of thing, I've never been a big, killer rat movie fan.
Dude, have you ever seen Rats: The Night of Terror?
No.
Blue Underground film by that Claudio Fraggrassi who did Troll 2.
No, never seen that.
Dude, it's really good, man.
You should maybe give it a shot.
Yeah, dude, it's on a Blu-ray from Blue Underground, double feature with maybe I think it's City of the Living Dead.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a double feature because I guess it's from the same director. So, yeah, Rats: Night of Living Terror and City of the Living Dead. You could probably get it for like $10.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's it for my new releases.
Yeah, it's a pretty slow week for releases, but there's some really good ones coming out, man.
Yeah.
I think the months are kind of winding down, probably getting ready for October.
Yeah. And October, I'm sure, is going to be a bit crazy.
Yeah. And then, November will be good, too, because I haven't been out for Black Friday in the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And this year, I told myself I'm gonna go out and do it this year. So I'm gonna
brave the crowds, eh?
See, the thing is, though, I'm going there. I don't have big electronics in mind. I'm not going there with TVs or anything like that in mind. I'm literally going just for movies,
Yeah. I just love the Black Friday stuff because I love sitting at home and watching on TV, watching people get in fist fights and stuff.
You'll never go out?
No, well, over here it's not as big a deal, really.
Oh, is it an American thing?
It's more of an American thing, but usually, honestly, I find better deals online.
Yeah, what is it, Cyber Monday?
Yeah, wait for Cyber Monday and then just pick up everything you need then. You know, that's what I find just tends to
Do any of the
work for
horror
me.
companies usually do a sale on Black Friday or Cyber Monday?
I
Like
think so.
Scream or Seven
I
or any of them?
I think Scream Factory usually do a pretty decent sale.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it is exactly, but I remember hearing that it's pretty decent. I know Criterion usually do a pretty good sale.
Yeah.
Um, I'm
By the
sure
way,
Arrow
this
will.
is for you and all the listeners. Whenever you guys hear of the Criterion sale coming out, make sure you find a way to find me and let me know because I really got to take advantage of the next Criterion sale.
Yeah,
So next
I'm
time
the
you know
same.
it's coming, let me know. Or any listeners out there, if you know it's coming, comment. So
Yeah, definitely.
and
'Cause,
yeah, I really every time the sale pops up, I hear
I hear
about
about
it.
it after.
Yeah, either that or as it's going on, and I don't get paid for the week after it ends or something.
Oh yeah, and there's nothing worse than seeing a deal that is just too good to pass up, but you have to pass it up because you don't got no cash.
Yeah, yeah, man.
I mean that's worse than just missing a deal.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, man. So I definitely got to take advantage of that next time. But it's fun to me. I'm a night crawler anyways. Like
Yeah,
most of my moving around and stuff I do is in the middle of the night. So to me, it actually is nothing to go out there and do it.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Yep.
there's one thing I have in my, like I want to get this year is I really want to get the Gotham seasons on Blu-ray,
Oh yeah,
but I don't want to pay a lot for just something I don't. So if I can find the
yeah,
Gotham seasons for like $5, and from what I hear, they usually are like,
yeah,
and like I guess like a lot of like there's a lot of shows I want to get, but I'm waiting to be on sale because I'm not a huge show watcher.
yeah,
Like on my
yeah,
free time, I'm watching movies. Like it has to be like something big, like Ash vs. Evil Dead or something, to get me to watch the show.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's usually most shows that like we would like, if you will, like horror fans and everything, tend to be like hour-long episodes,
Yeah.
and they tend to have maybe like 10 episodes,
No, I
for
like that
example.
though. If there's
Yeah,
8 or 10 to them,
but then
13 tops.
yeah, but then you think that's 13 hours. That's a lot of time to put in.
Yeah.
So if you're not sure,
Do you have any idea of when The Exorcist season comes out on Blu-ray?
the first season, I don't know. I've heard nothing about it.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it. I feel like they usually come out though like a month or two before the new season, right?
Yeah, usually. I mean,
Because it took forever for season 2 to come out of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
yeah, it did. And that always kind of surprised me because I mean, season 3 is it on now or is it
No, not
starting
yet.
soon
It's
or?
starting this October. But
Yeah,
the thing is, though, too, it should be coming out real soon because I remember Exorcist was coming out at the exact same time as American Horror Story Roanoke,
yeah,
and Roanoke just got a Blu-ray release announced. So Exorcist has to come soon because I really want to pick that up.
yeah. I'm gonna pick it up too. I mean,
Like if it has a slipcover or something, I want to get it.
oh yeah, I really enjoyed the first season.
Oh, I loved it, dude. I hope they have remember the font, the way The Exorcist is spelled out? The
Yeah,
very first episode, remember where it flashes up on the screen real quick and it's
yeah,
like Insidious almost?
yeah,
I hope they do an exclusive cover or something with that font on it.
yeah. That'd be cool. Definitely. I'm looking forward to that coming out.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so let's move on to our let's move on to the featured review here.
Okay.
So Salem's Lot, man.
Yep.
This is
Salem's Lot.
Toby Hooper's. This is his second film, I think. He hadn't. Yeah, this is before Texas Chainsaw 2. No. This is after Eaten Alive. So this is his third film.
Yeah.
And what's your overall opinion of it?
I love it.
Really?
I love Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
It how can I describe it? It makes vampires scary.
Yeah, definitely. It's
You know?
when's the first time you saw this and what format?
Oh hell, I saw it on VHS, and I saw they did a theatrical cut of it where they trimmed a bunch of stuff out and they cut it down to like kind of like a hour and a half long thing. And I rented that when I was about, I want to say 9. Yeah, I was kind of too young to see that. Because when Barlow showed up in that, I was just like, no, turn
Yeah.
off, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw it a hell of a long time ago, and but it always stuck with me.
Yeah. See,
You know?
yeah, this is one I remember way, way back in the day when I was a kid. I went to the video store. They had it on VHS,
Yep.
but it was one of the double VHSs. It was the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I remember, at the end of the first tape, you popped the second tape in, and it
Yeah.
showed him driving, and it picked up I think it was Cemetery, I want to say.
Yeah, something like
Maybe
that.
something like that. But anyways, they showed the credits again and all that. And to be honest with you, you're probably not gonna like it, but I was never the biggest fan of this.
Yeah.
I dig it, but I'm not a big vampire person either for some reason. It's just even before Twilight and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Vampires just never did it a whole lot for me.
Yeah.
But I still do enjoy this.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere on the level as, say, It or anything like that to me. But I do see
I
why
agree
a
with
lot
that.
of people like this. There are some
Yeah.
creepy moments.
Definitely.
But you just mentioned there's a theatrical cut that's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I would have rather had that because on my con list for this, I put length could have been trimmed. There
Yeah.
could have been a lot of stuff that could have been trimmed on this.
Yeah, and there is a good amount cut out cut out in the theatrical cut. I call it a theatrical cut. I don't know whether it was ever actually shown in theaters,
Yeah.
but
A home video cut probably or something.
yeah, and it's good. It's a tighter release and
Yeah,
everything.
I actually think this was in theaters though. I think I remember
Yeah.
reading that maybe in another country or something.
Yeah,
I think
that
this
could have
was-
been it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just personally prefer, I like, when it comes to Stephen King stuff, I like seeing, like, more, like, about characters that aren't necessarily scenes of horror,
Yeah.
Just like people doing stuff, going around places and everything. Because he writes characters very well,
Yeah. This is a movie that he does a very good job with fleshing out these characters.
Yeah.
Now let me say this, I think that's his name, David Souls, right?
Yep.
What do you think of this guy's character?
It's interesting because I always found him as a character to be kind of. I don't think I would like him.
Yeah, that's
He's kind of like
a
arrogant at
douchebag,
times.
dude.
Yeah.
I like him
You
though in
know?
the movie. Like there's certain, I'm following it along with him. I like him, but there's certain moments like, remember when the chick, his love interest Bonnie Bedelia, and
Yeah.
she's like kneeling down reading something. And
Yeah.
He just like goes laying down next to her and like acting like he's Mr. Suave and all this, and
Yeah.
it was just like really douchebag like to me. It's just stuff like that, and it's like, dude, like you're like a teacher in your mid-30s or something, and I know that's like that happens
Yeah.
in real life, but there's something weird about the whole thing going
Yeah.
on, and I don't know. And one thing I gotta say too about this, that chick, that Bonnie Bedelia,
Yeah.
you've seen her before, right?
I think so. I can't remember what I've seen her in though.
She played the wife of Bruce Willis in Die Hard.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's where I knew her from. Yeah, I knew that I knew her from somewhere, but I couldn't place it.
Yeah, and there's a show right now on called, well, not on anymore, but it was called Parenthood.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was, have you heard of that? It was like on ABC, and it had the dude from Coach and all
Yeah.
these big people, and it was like the family drama and like real drama, like what everyday families go through.
Yeah.
And the show was actually pretty good, but That's what I knew Bonnie Bedelia from. It's been, like I said, I haven't watched Salem's Lot in years and years.
Yeah.
But when I saw this originally, I had no idea who Bonnie Bedelia even was.
Yeah.
But I hated her character on Parenthood, and I hated her character in Die Hard, and I thought she was ugly in both of them.
Yeah.
And the same thing with this one. It took me out of it because I had known her and all
Yeah.
this other stuff before seeing it. So
Yeah.
I really didn't like her character either.
Well, it was one of the weaker characters, really. I mean, they go to all the trouble of like fleshing out, like,
and then does nothing with
you
her.
know, yeah, you know, yeah. It's just there. There you go. You're like, I don't even want to say eye candy because
Yeah. Now
I don't
those
know.
were my only cons. Literally, was I didn't like Bonnie Bedelia, and I didn't like the length of it.
Yeah,
Because this isn't like it. It to me flies by. You want
It
more
does.
time. This to me kind of draggy a little bit.
it's a little. It can be a bit slow.
Yeah.
I mean, the sheer amount of time before Barlow shows up
Yeah.
is kind of amazing. Really, that you get through like an hour and a half before the main vampire shows up.
Yeah. I wrote down that I love the atmosphere of this,
Yeah.
and I love the main Barlow is I can't remember, is Barlow the name of the vampire, or is Barlow the
Yeah.
name of the guy protecting?
No, Barlow's the name of the
Yeah,
vampire.
that's what I thought. Who's the guy kind of protecting it? The guy.
That is Straker. Straker?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a creepy character too, man.
Definitely.
And that whole scene with the kid tapping at the window.
Oh
That's
man,
an eerie scene, man.
it is, and I mean, and also what also does it is, well, this is the thing I've noticed with all the vampires in it. It's the eyes.
Oh yeah.
They're almost like animal eyes in a way.
I think
You know?
the vampires in this movie are the creepiest looking vampires in any other vampire movie.
Yeah.
And you could tell when they were designing Barlow, they were looking at Nosferatu. I mean, you could just
definitely, definitely. And I also I just dug kind of like the blue skin.
tell. Yeah, the tent.
And it's just so like other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you are not going to mistake this guy for anything but a vampire.
Yeah.
You see him, you're like, damn.
Now, let me ask you, as far as Tobe Hooper's films go, is this one of your favorite of his?
Yeah.
Or would you like it better than Life Force and I'm trying to think of what else there would have been. Yeah, you still there? You still there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I completely have a very big soft spot for this movie.
Yeah.
And it is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I actually, this is kind of like embarrassing, but like last week, I completely forgot that Tobe Hooper had done Texas Chainsaw.
Oh yeah, when we were talking about it.
Because I was so focused on Salem's Lot, I was like, Salem's Lot, yeah, we're going to watch Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot's usually the one everybody forgets about.
Exactly, but I just have this real soft spot for it.
Yeah.
I only have really 3 complaints with it.
Huh.
And that's just the fact that it is very dated.
Yeah.
It's a 70s movie. It feels like a 70s movie. It looks like a 70s movie, And
Yeah.
the fact that it was, handicapped for television.
Yep. To me it's just too long, man. It doesn't have where it at least had so many memorable scenes to keep your attention.
Yeah.
This one
It's like,
doesn't have it.
The scenes it does have are really good, but there should have been
A lot more, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And my only other problem is the picture quality of the Blu-ray.
What did you not dig about it?
I just found it too grainy at times. I found it too it just didn't. It looked better than the DVD,
Yeah.
but I expected better from this
Especially because the
Blu-ray.
It transfer was amazing.
Yeah, well that, and also when you think of Texas Chainsaw, that was filmed in 16 millimeter,
Yeah.
and it looks better than this
Yeah,
on
that's true.
Blu-ray. You know, and I
See,
mean,
you got that cleaned up version though of Texas Chainsaw. You got that zero grain version, don't you?
yeah,
Where
I
the
mean,
Blu-ray I have is that 40th anniversary where they kept the grain in it.
yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong, I don't mind grain and everything, but there's a limit.
Yeah.
I find, I don't know, I found it the picture quality very dark on Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
Like a bit like too dark, you know? Like not like atmospheric dark, but like dark because like they like
Picture dark, yeah.
yeah, they turned the color like the brightness down a bit too much when they
I'm,
were
I must not
scanning
have
it or
noticed
something.
that as much because I think the only reason though is it looked better to me is because I've been watching a lot of old Severin movies on Blu-ray the past few days,
Yeah.
like The Other Hell and a couple other movies from the 70s and 80s,
Yeah.
where the grain is like overwhelming.
Yeah.
So to me, Salem's Lot was like a breath of fresh air. But if you've been watching like more modern movies or a lot of really good Blu-rays recently,
Yeah.
I could see how it would look really bad.
Yeah, and I mean also when I first picked up this Blu-ray of Salem's Lot, it was at the same time when I got it.
Oh, okay.
And you know, so of course, you know, you do a comparison there, right?
Did you watch it
And
first?
you know, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and the Blu-ray presentation of it is just beautiful. You know,
Yeah, I love it, man. Does the 4:3 aspect ratio bug you at all, or no?
it doesn't really bug me, but it's a bit of an annoyance.
Especially
Like,
when the DVD of it was widescreen.
yeah, but you know,
You're getting more picture in all reality,
Yeah,
though, with the 4
yeah,
by 3
this is the way it was filmed. This is the way it's supposed to look.
Yeah.
You know, so I was cool with it that way. You know, um, I wish it had been filmed in widescreen.
Yeah.
You know, that would have been really cool.
Isn't it bizarre to you that the original It didn't have a theatrical release?
It is. I mean, I remember.
It always was like a movie to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
I never
I
looked at
could
it
have
as
seen
a
it in
TV
theaters.
thing.
No, I always remember about the It miniseries, and this is just was kind of weird. The school I was in at the time, we had like this time where you could just like watch movies and stuff. So I brought in the 2 tape set of It,
Yeah.
and we watched it in class. I
Yeah.
just thought that was pretty damn funny.
That's how I first had it, too, was the VHS tape.
Yeah,
And I remember it
the big
ended.
double one. Right?
Yep, I remember it ended right when I can't remember the character's name, but he cuts his wrists in the bathtub or whatever.
Yeah,
Remember
Stan.
Yeah, remember it says It or whatever something.
Yeah.
On the remember it ended
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I love that VHS tape. It was back when I
Yeah.
think the top of the tape said like Warner Brothers Greatest Hits or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I always remember like that's one thing I always kind of wish they'd have put in the Blu-ray, the ability to
Watch them
Like-
with the credits and everything.
like right in the middle, you know, like cut it.
I think that's the biggest complaint with that and Salem's Lot
Yeah,
is that they did away with that because on the VHS tapes and the laser discs of both of those movies,
yeah,
they had it. They had the credits, and then on the second side, when you flipped it on the laser disc or on the tape when you switched it,
yeah,
you had to watch the recap of everything that happened the night before, and
Yeah.
then they give you the credits and the opening, whatever.
yeah.
But
Because
that-
I mean, it's the sort of thing sometimes like you put it in. Like I watched Salem's Lot straight through. You know,
Yeah.
all 3 hours, didn't stop. Same with whenever I watch it. I watch it straight through.
But you'd like
But
the
some-
option of being able to stop
Sometimes,
halfway.
yeah, I think it would be nice, you know, just to watch the first part,
Yeah.
and then the next night watch the second part. You know, like it was when it came on TV.
The thing is, if you know what time it stops at, you could still technically do it,
Yeah,
but it wouldn't be the same.
no. There was just some. I remember seeing like it when it came out on TV originally,
Yeah.
and then just it was just a real. It's complete nostalgia, to be honest. Um, I just so loved just it, it coming up, the logo. Oh man, good memories.
Yeah. But, so let's what would you give a rating 1 to 10 out of Salem's Lot?
It's 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 interesting because I give it. For me, it's an S-class movie.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, I give it about an 8.
If you want to give it a 10 out of 10, I'm not going to judge you, man. A
Now,
lot of people, I'm sure, would be with you.
oh yeah, no,
I think I'm in the minority of not digging it.
I give it an 8 just simply because like it is slow at times.
Yeah.
And there are some parts which are just like that just drag on.
Yeah.
Where when you watch something like it, for example, where it's just like bam, 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 like no
There's no breathing room
dead
in
spots. Yeah, exactly.
Every single scene in that movie has a payoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Where with Salem's Lot, it's kind of, you know, I get it. It's building the atmosphere and everything, but sometimes it's a little bit much.
Yeah.
You know?
Didn't the director of this didn't he direct Halloween 3? Weren't those his two big movies?
Yeah, yeah.
Or was it Halloween 2 and H2? It was either he directed Halloween 2 and Resurrection, or it was just Halloween 3, but I think it's Halloween 3.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, I'd honestly give Salem's Lot a 6. Just
Yeah.
because it was average. It didn't blow me away, but it's good enough to where I'd watch it again.
Yeah.
But when someone says Stephen King movies, it's not one that pops into my mind immediately.
No, I know what you mean.
But to you, it probably would, because you said you're a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I really like it. It's one of my favorites. Like I said, for me, it's an S-class movie.
Yeah.
But in all realistically, it's an 8 for me.
But see, I think you're probably a bigger vampire fan than I am, though.
Well, I like scary vampires.
Yeah. Like
You
the
know,
Strain and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like Salem's Lot. I like The Strain. I like the 30 Days of Night stuff.
Yeah.
Near
Dark is real good.
Yeah, I like stuff where well, for one, vampires don't sparkle. For Christ's sake. Damn it! To this day that pisses me off. And they're not about like making you fall in love with them or whatever. They're there to like rip your throat out and drain you dry.
Bloodthirsty, man.
Yeah, and I think that's the way it should be.
Yeah, I do gotta say I like Gary Oldman too as Dracula.
That was a really good performance because
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was a more like romantic type vampire,
Yeah.
but it worked.
I'll even go as far to say I really enjoy Interview with the Vampire too.
Yeah.
That's more of a romantic, obviously, Anne Rice and all that, and
Yeah.
it's
Well,
Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, but I still enjoy that movie.
I guess when done right,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah,
But
man.
when not done right, you end up with something like Twilight.
Before we move on to our last Can We Fix It and what do you recommend? Have you seen the remake of this thing with Rob Lowe?
I have.
And what do you think?
It flows better than the original, but
Because I actually like Rob Lowe, so...
yeah, I didn't like Barlow.
Well, who played him and what did he look like?
It was Rutger Hauer,
Really?
and he was just like a guy.
I like Rutger Hauer, though.
Yeah, but he was I think it was Rutger Hauer. Yeah, he was literally just like some guy.
Wow.
Nothing special. No, no bald head, no blue skin or anything. He was just like a guy.
That's kind of lame. I'd probably check
Yeah,
it out though eventually. I'm
it's
interested
it's
to see
worth
it.
seeing. It's worth seeing if you can find it like at a reasonable price and everything.
Well, I think I see it in Wally all the time. I think there's like a 5-pack Stephen King thing that has it in it.
Yeah, that's worth it.
But is it was it a made for TV thing? Like, is it as
Yeah,
long?
yeah, it's about as long. I think it's about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Um, it's quite good. I got to admit, it's yeah. The problem is, you automatically compare it back to the original,
Yeah.
and it's not as effective as the original, but it's still pretty decent.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I want to
it's all
pick it up.
right.
I will probably pick it up just because I'd like to see it with Rob Lowe maybe doing it because I obviously know Rob Lowe more than I know David Souls,
Yeah.
because he was more of a '70s dude with what was he, Starsky and Hutch or something.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the thing with it, He was in Starsky and Hutch, and it's like, well, okay.
That's the only reason he was in it because of his star power back then. Because all
Yeah.
the made-for-TV movies back then, that's what they did is they got a huge celebrity of that time
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah. Oh, so this is one thing though about the Salem's Lot remake though. Straker is played by Donald Sutherland.
Really,
Yeah, so
that
that's
sounds
kind of
pretty
cool.
cool though.
Yeah. Yeah, Kurt Barlow is by Rutger Hauer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out because I actually like that casting better than what this would be probably. But I can't imagine him being freakier than this Barlow though.
He's not.
Yeah.
But I mean, this has actually got. I'm actually surprised at how good of a cast this is. You got Rob Lowe, Donald Sutherland, Rutger Hauer, James Cromwell, a bunch of other people I don't know. But that's quite a that's quite a star-studded cast.
Yeah, but that could also be bad because that thing didn't make any splashes. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
could look at it as it has to be bad if that all-star cast
couldn't
do
pull it off.
anything
Yeah,
with it. But like I
yeah,
said, I can't judge that till I see it. I may like it better than the OG. I don't know.
yeah. It's interesting. I find it to be a good like companion piece.
Yeah,
When you watch them like together.
yeah. I hope they. Well, nah, because Toby Hooper just died. I was gonna say they seem to be making documentaries for everything now. Like Pet Cemetery is having its own documentary. Hellraiser,
Yeah,
Friday the 13th. They're all getting big ones. Even Creepshow has that Just Desserts documentary.
yeah.
But I feel like they should do one on like Toby Hooper's filmography or on
That would be
Salem's Lot or
interesting.
something.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting because he's one of those. Well, now that he's gone, right? That you'll get a lot of people. Interested in his stuff. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
One thing
you
before
know.
we move on to our last segments there, I wanted to point out too, I discovered this on Facebook the other day. I guess, the magazine like Entertainment Weekly?
Yep.
Well, they put out a, like for this month, like a really thick special edition issue dedicated to Stephen King. And
Oh,
on
that's
the
cool.
front, you got Kathy Bates, Pennywise, all the, like, Isaac from Children of the Corn. They're all on there, and I guess it's like 300 pages or something of just articles on Stephen King movies, and it's basically just a huge Stephen King companion guide.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm sure it may be a Public, or I don't know what grocery stores you have up there, but I'm assuming it'll be at grocery stores. But it was at Barnes and Noble and stuff.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
might want to pick that up. It's cheaper than a Rue Morgue, and it's just stacked with Stephen King stuff.
Yeah, it might be worth it.
Yeah.
I'll take a look for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. So our last thing is, what do you have as the can we fix it?
It was a little hard this week. I couldn't really think of anything, so I just sort of like knocked stuff back and forth, and eventually I just like cat, get out of the way, come on. I just kind of decided to go with Mimic.
Okay, well, what would you fix about Mimic?
It's really weird because I love Mimic.
Yeah, I like it too.
All I would fix with it would just be I'd want some updated effects.
Yeah, I could see that, and maybe a little better pacing in the first half of it.
Yeah, that's it, really. I mean, I couldn't.
I love the idea of that movie, though.
Oh, definitely creepy
that
idea.
Cockroach King or whatever it was.
Yeah, and just the idea also. I love things where something that someone does for good ends up coming to bite them in the ass.
Yeah.
Like they develop this bug to kill the other ones so that this plague stops. Like, yeah, but now you got giant killer cockroaches.
Yeah.
It's just pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that,
Yeah, I love that movie, though. It has that Guillermo del Toro vibe to it. Just that staple. That really gross but beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what he does well, is just disturbing and grotesque, but still attractive and interesting at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, and one other thing I would fix. What's his name? I can't remember his name. The black guy that's in it.
I don't remember. It's been so many years since I've seen it. I don't
No,
know if I remember actors.
I'm gonna have to go with Google and find out.
I remember the blonde chick. I don't. It's been, like I said, it's been so long since I've seen it.
Yeah, he played like a cop or something, and he ends up like dying. Gets like something through his leg, and he ends up getting killed. If only IMDb would open up. Here we go. Come on. This is going to annoy me if I can't remember his name. I can't remember, but I wish he didn't die.
Yeah.
I liked him as a character, and I wish he'd have been around more.
Yeah. I'll have to watch that again.
Yeah,
remember that 3-pack was in all those bins forever?
Yeah, I got that one, and it's I just consider the second two special features.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Charles S. Dutton.
I know that name.
That's it. He's a black guy. He's got this bald head, and he's very distinctive looking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as soon as you see him, you're like, that guy. And you know exactly who he is.
Yeah, I know I've heard that name.
Oh, yeah. He was in Alien 3.
I'm looking him up right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing that pops up is Alien 3. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, he was in other stuff, too.
Yeah, I wish his character had survived.
Yeah.
He rocked. He really
was
did.
This kind of sitcom. Menace to Society. I remember that he was the father of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw that movie, but he was the father of the Muslim kid.
Yeah. He was in Longmire, the TV series. He was in.
Yeah, I watched Longmire. I like that.
Yeah, 0 Hour.
I'm looking at his filmography. It says Cat's Eye.
Really?
Yeah. I think he may have been a detective in that James Woods story.
Yeah, could have been.
It says The Monkey's Paw that Scream Factory put out.
Yeah. I think, he's just one of those actors that, you want to see more of him.
Yeah, a lot of these movies he plays in, though, are these, black, exploitation type movies.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, so that would be really all I would fix with it, Like I said, I had a bit of a hard time picking one this week.
Yeah. The one I picked was Henry 2.
Okay, yeah.
Henry Portrait. Have you seen this?
I saw a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't remember who played the lead to this thing. I have it, but I'm not walking over to look. But
Yeah.
I could look it up real quick. Because you may have heard of this guy, and you've seen the first Henry, right?
Oh yeah, I love
You
the
can't
first one.
replace Michael Rooker. I mean,
No, he was Henry.
yeah, exactly. And I type in Henry 2, and they put up the King of England.
Well, I guess. I guess in theory, it's a bit of a more important listing than.
No, we want the straight-to-DVD serial killer movie. All right. The dude's name was... Oh, my God. All right. I really didn't like Nick Giantoli or something. Or Neil Giantoli.
Okay.
I don't know, but the dude, he was a lot shorter than Michael Rooker, and it's obvious.
Yeah.
And he's like shorter and heavier, so it makes it look really weird. And I don't really dig the dude. It's just nothing like Michael Rooker. And
Yeah.
and I watched it right after the first Henry. And the first Henry
yeah.
is so good. The ending is so creepy. And
Yeah.
it's just, I love it. And this one, all of a sudden, he works for a porta potty company, and all of a sudden he has a fascination with flames and stuff. And
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. It should have never been made.
yeah, that would have been the first thing I'd fix, is just throwing the script in the trash can.
Go away. Just erase it from history. We'll be fine.
Yeah, but I mean, if it had to come out, like I said, I'd recast the lead, do whatever I could to get Michael Rooker back.
Yeah.
Because when this came out, it's not like Michael Rooker had moved on to great things. I mean, he's known for Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff. So
Yeah.
know. Like, what was he doing? This was the early '90s. He couldn't have been doing much at all. I mean,
No. I mean, it was a long time before.
it was a long time before even
You know.
Slither came out.
Yeah. And let's be honest. Though Slither's a great movie,
Yeah.
it was kind of forgettable.
Yeah, it bombed, man. I like it. That's actually the most disgusting movie I've ever seen.
It's quite.
The ending
nasty.
of it with that room where it's all covered in his flesh, it just makes me want to barf, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I
mean,
feel disgusting. And then that pregnant chick, remember she's in that
yeah.
barn?
Yeah.
Dude, like, that movie is just disgusting, dude. Like, there's not a lot of movies where I feel nasty, and that's one of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun movie when all's said and done.
Yeah.
But you know,
It reminds me of that movie The Void, as far as just disgusting imagery goes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that level of, you know, gross, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing. Gross is not easy to do.
Yeah. It's one of those things, too, where it was look gross, like you put yourself in that position.
Yeah.
And that'd be horrifying, man.
Yeah.
Being pregnant with slugs and everything is just...
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, basically what I'd fix is I'd recast the lead, I'd do without the obsession with the flames, and I'd make the murders more grisly and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the sort of thing, when you're following up Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer,
Yeah.
you have to up what was there to begin with.
And they didn't do that, though.
No, they kind of went down a notch. You know, yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah, the ending of... You remember the ending of Henry 1, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just him throwing the suitcase, which you're supposed to gather is the remains of the chick.
Yeah.
Just him throwing the suitcase off the side of the road and driving off.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
Now,
it's a great flick.
Now, for our last segment, what would be the what would be the movie you'd recommend?
Well, since we've been going with Tobe Hooper, I'm going with Poltergeist.
Okay, the original one?
Yeah. I mean...
Well, you could say Steven Spielberg directed it. No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding, man.
That's one of those things, it's never going to be answered conclusively. Yeah. I think, essentially, Steven Spielberg wanted to make Poltergeist. I think he had everything planned out. He had all the shots he wanted and everything. Then, for whatever reason, he couldn't do it. So he hired Tobe Hooper, and he said, look, here you go. These are the shots that I want. You know, just make this movie. the way it's all written out here, and you know, you'll get the credit for making a really good movie.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Well, it is a classic. I mean,
It is.
it's just a classic. But I personally, as far as enjoyment goes, I'd rather
Yeah.
watch the two sequels.
Especially part 2.
Yeah, but
I love part 2.
I like it's my favorite one too. I just
Yeah.
love that. I love the character of that brother Kane or whatever.
Oh yeah,
So
he's awesome.
I love that character. But the first one is a classic, so I'd recommend
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah,
But
that's it. For me.
yeah. The movie I'd recommend though is I put a double feature. I feel like you have to watch Creep Show 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They're the classic anthology series. They're both. People say Creep Show 2 is worse than the first one. I put them both as equal.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the stories in part 2.
Yeah, and let's be honest, if you watch them back to back, they almost run into each other.
Yeah, and I really enjoy Tom Savini as the creeper and the whole scene of him throwing the comics out of the truck and
Yeah.
the whole thing with the man-eating plant and stuff. I think they both need to be watched as a double feature.
Yeah. It works as a double feature more so than watching them separately.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Creep Show 1 obviously has the advantage because there's more stories, but
Yeah.
anyways.
Yep.
So yeah, this was sure, we not a whole lot happening, but it did kick off our Stephen King month, and our next episode, man, is gonna be intense, dude.
Oh yeah.
For the people out there, I'd expect next week's episode to be, man, I plan on going in depth with these It movies, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's one of my favorite movies. I'm hyped beyond belief for the new one.
Yep.
So, I mean, when we record on Sunday, it'll be fresh on both of our minds. We both would have just seen it. So,
Yep.
for the listeners out there, prepare to hear about it for like a long time that day. So,
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
sure that's what people would want,
Yeah.
Plans for
Yeah.
next week is we'll go over the important news stuff, important releases, but I want to focus next week's episode mostly on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
we'll do the news and do the important stuff, but I'm going to say that to you too. When you're watching our OG and then when you go to the theaters to watch the new one, like, pay as close attention to details as possible.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm going to be doing. I want it to be like the review of it to end all reviews. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
brought up that point in the trailer where his eyes turned yellow, and then when he saw the kid and like was looking at the kid, they turned blue.
Yeah.
Like I would have never noticed that if you wouldn't have pointed that out. So yeah, pay attention to like stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, you'll link the description for the contest and stuff that we got going in the video.
Yeah, that'll all be down in the description below. So if you want to win a copy, just come on over, follow the link.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is Corey's Crypt.
This is BDG Reviews.
So keep your eyes peeled for the It extravaganza next week.
Yep.
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.